Official farewell to Bucharest. It is snowing and we've got our bags here. It's a little crazy, but we're heading out. Up this morning and Mother Nature finally said these two have had it way too easy for too long. It was snowing outside and we had to get to a pickup location for our Uber, which we had to walk down the street, and it was still really hard to get onto the street from the Uber because there was no parking spot. Chaotic this morning, but we are here at the train station. Today we are heading to Sofia, Bulgaria. So our first stop is going to be Ruse, Bulgaria. That's when we're officially going to cross the border, and that's about 2 hours from Bucharest. And then we have about a 6-hour train ride from Ruse to get to Sofia. So this is definitely going to be one of our longer travel days since we crossed the Atlantic, but we're excited for it and it should be really beautiful. We're going through the mountains and hopefully everything goes pretty smoothly. So far it hasn't been too bad, and considering everything that's going on in the world right now, the humanitarian crisis, pretty close to where we are, about 400-500 miles. Definitely don't want to complain about any travel inconveniences because there's a lot of people out there that have it a lot harder than we do. Everyone in Ukraine is in our hearts. Just thinking about that today as well.
Just went into Starbucks to have a little bite to eat. We had a croissant and a yogurt. It's a pretty quick layover in Ruse, only about 20 minutes, and that's if there's no delays. So at least we got something in our stomach for what could be a very long day on a train with no food. The train from Ruse to Sofia took 6 hours. Despite being out of the country, this was the first time all year where we were completely disconnected from the internet, with no way to access information. Our Romanian SIM card stopped functioning when we crossed the Danube River into Bulgaria, and the train did not offer Wi-Fi. We were alone with our downloaded music, books, and thoughts. We were traveling on February 28th, and for the previous 4 days, we had been glued to the news to make sure we stayed up to date on the latest information about what was happening in Romania's neighboring country, Ukraine. At first, I was annoyed that I couldn't use my phone, not for Instagram or YouTube, but to check in on the world. However, journeying through the Bulgarian countryside offered me an opportunity to reset my thoughts, and my annoyance soon turned into gratitude. I feel like we take a lot of things for granted. Where we were born, what language we were born into, our access to basic needs, and above all, our safety. Many people in Ukraine have lived years of their lives in a free and independent society, and are now witnessing a full-scale war breaking out in their home. Many people in Russia are watching in horror as friends and family members are having to flee because of a military operation that they, as Russian citizens, can't speak out against without facing prison time. The world has always been messy, and there are so many people, ourselves included, who all too often become disconnected from that reality. Our proximity to the Ukraine conflict has really shifted my perspective on the human impact war has. While the situation in Ukraine is heartbreaking, it is certainly not unheard of. War has decimated Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, and so many other countries around the world for most of my life. I really haven't had a proper understanding of how many lives that has destroyed, especially lives of people who have nothing to do with the conflict, but are simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. I think it is important to be aware of these sad truths and to never take anything for granted.
On our way to get some Bulgarian food. It is pretty chilly out, and it's not that Sofia is colder than Bucharest, it's just this whole region has just gotten chilly out of nowhere. And we've had like some 60 degree, 70 degree days in Romania, so we've definitely just been spoiled because now we're in the mountains and it's been cold and it's been snowing. So we're gonna go cozy up with some Bulgarian food.